Hello, today we're going to be doing the oil change on our 2012 McLaren MP4-12C. In this video, we're going to tell you what you need. We're going to tell you some tips and tricks to make the oil change process easy for you. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, I was able to successfully lift my McLaren using jacks and jack stands by watching this video. I went to Harbor Freight, I bought the appropriate jacks, and I jacked it up, and it was a pretty easy process. But let's go ahead and tell you what you need to get started. I called my local McLaren dealership in Denver, and I asked them for the oil filter, which I have right here, but I also asked them to get me all the associated gaskets and O-rings that goes with this oil change. Now, I'm using Mobil 1 OW40, and I have some stuff to clean and stuff like that. But this is the part that I'm going to teach you of some of the tricks that I learned. So I built this little diagram of the actual underneath panel of my McLaren. Whenever I remove a bolt, I just put it in there and then I continue on. It keeps me organized. I also recommend getting one of these. This is really helpful. This is going to cut down this time by at least, I'd say, more than half. And if you want to pick one of these up, I'll put the link in the description. So we're going to show you how we do a few, and then we're going to go from there. All right, so we got all the bolts off, and I put them in my little box. And here's the under panel. We're gonna clean this as well. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the rear hatch. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and remove the oil cap. The manual states you need to mess with the coolant tank assembly to access the oil filter. But all I am gonna do is remove this top, and that's enough room to access the oil filter. All right, we've got a 36mm socket, impact socket, and that's what we need to use to get the oil filter housing off. And I have an extension, and what I do is I go real slow, and I start to remove it. What I did is I have some rags and some towels and stuff around it, because when I pull it out, I don't want to drip oil everywhere, and I think it's ready to be pulled out. And I've got a drip pan ready right here. All right, we're gonna loosen up this first one right here. Pretty straightforward. We're gonna make sure that we have iPro, and we're gonna slowly get this one loose. We're gonna let that drain and go from there. All right, so we have two turbo oil drain lines. We have one right here and then adjacent the other side. With an 8mm wrench, we're gonna go ahead and loosen it up. All right, when you loosen it up, we gotta replace some O-rings on there and go from there. We're getting some more oil from it. We'll let that drain, and then we'll get the O-ring from it. All right, so we got a new O-ring, and we're gonna put it on one of our sides of our oil drain line. And then that one's done. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing with the other side. We're just not gonna film it. We're gonna go ahead and loosen it, drain it, and replace the O-ring. All right, so we've got to drain the sump as well. And I have a 19mm socket, and we're gonna go ahead and loosen that up. And it's a little bit in an awkward place, so I'm gonna bring this drip pan right here to it. And slowly drop it down. And wha-bam. All right, we're gonna grab the old oil filter, we're gonna pull it out. Inside here, right here, we have a O-ring, and we're gonna pull that out. And that comes out. We have a little one right here, and we're gonna just pull that one off. We're gonna go ahead and put our new ones on. We're gonna make sure we get this coated with some oil. We got that one on, and then we're gonna do the little one. All right, we got enough oil on our gloves to do this. We have our new oil filter. We're gonna match the numbers up. We're 109434. When you slide it over, you're gonna kind of feel like a little boom. And there you go. What I like to do too is I like to clean this area right here because I don't want a lot of oil on it. We'll do that and this will be ready to be put on. Okay, we're gonna put our oil filter and oil filter housing back in, but I wanna show you guys something. You see this white mark? I did that white mark when I first did the oil change, so I don't have to continuously worry about where to torque it, where to turn it. I have it matched up with the housing, so all I have to do is turn it till it gets to there, and I know that that's the right amount of, not torque, but amount of turns. All right, I believe you guys know how to put everything back together, but you want to torque things down. You want to make sure that you have the new drain plug with the washer, the copper washer, and this is 24 Newton meters. And then the sump tank, or the engine tank as they call it in the oil tank in the manual, this is going to be 18 Newton meters. And then after you put the O-rings on the small turbo oil drain lines, those are 7 Newton meters, so don't over tighten them. And then of course the top one actually has a specification too, the oil filter cap, and that's 25 Newton meters. All right guys, so of course this isn't 100% accurate, but I want you guys to see, it says, let's see, about 7 quarts, a little over 7 quarts. Now the manual says this takes 6.8 quarts, so I'm a little surprised we got a little bit more than that. But yeah, I made sure I drove the car, got it warmed up, and maybe a little bit more oil came out. And so I'm excited because we got all the oil out, and wanted to show you this container I used. Okay, so we started to put some oil in the 12C. We put in about 6.5 quarts. And we're now going to drive out somewhere, do the oil check procedure. If you don't know how to do that, we have a very detailed and really good video how to do it. So check it out. We'll put it in the description and we'll put a little thingy right here. Once you verify your oil and make sure it's topped off, make sure you don't do too much, you're good to go. Well, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Please press the like button. We welcome you to subscribe. You guys take care and we'll talk to you soon.